In this video, we'll look at subtracting again by hand, but this time we need to use a technique known as borrowing. The definition of regrouping or borrowing is a technique used when the subtrahend is larger than the minuend in any given place value. We'll start as usual. We'll write down the first number, 115, and subtract 86, again aligning flush on the right. But notice this time when we go to do the subtraction, we can't necessarily do it right away. 5 minus 6, we can't do that because 6 is bigger than 5. So what we want to do is we're going to borrow from the next column. So there's a 1 here. We're going to take a 1 away so that 1 becomes a 0, and we're going to make the 5 15. We borrow from the next column over. Now we have 15 minus 6, which is 9. And now we come over here to the next column, 0 minus 8. Again, we can't do that because 8 is bigger than 0. So again, we borrow from the next column over. We're going to make the 1 become a 0, and then we put a 1 beside that 0, making it 10. Now we have 10 minus 8, which is 2. We now have the difference, 29. In the next example, we'll start with 625 minus 489. On the right, 5 minus 9. We can't do that, so we borrow from the 2. The 2 becomes a 1, and we'll put that 1 beside the 5, making it 15. We now have 15 minus 9, which is 6. Moving to the next column, we have 1 minus 8. We can't do that, so we need to borrow from the next column. That 6 becomes a 5, and we'll put that 1 beside the other 1, giving us 11. We now have 11 minus 8, which is 3. And then the far left column, 5 minus 4, we can do that. 5 minus 4 is 1. So we have 136. In example C, again, we'll start by writing down the numbers and align them flush on the right. And in the ones column, 4 minus 5, we can't do that. So we need to borrow from the next column over. But the next column has a 0, so we can't borrow from it yet. We'll have to move over to the next column, which makes this 2 become a 1. We'll borrow from the 2. The 2 is now a 1. We can now put a 1 beside the 0, making this 10. We still need to borrow from the 10. So the 10 now becomes a 9. And finally, we put the 1 by the 4. Now we have 14 minus 5. 14 minus 5 is 9. Moving to the next column, we have 9 minus 9, which is 0. Now we have 1 minus 6. We can't take 6 away from 1, so we'll have to borrow from the 4. The 4 becomes a 3. We'll put 1 beside the 1, making that 11. We now have 11 minus 6, which is 5. And then 3 minus 7. We can't take 7 away from 3, so we borrow from the next column. That 1 becomes a 0, and we put that 1 beside the 3. 13 minus 7 is 6. And then the 0 just goes away. We don't need to bring it down. We have 6,509. Finally, in example D, we have 50,000 minus 22,347. Again, starting on the right, we need to borrow. 0 minus 7 can't be done. But notice they're all zeros, so we can't borrow from a 0. We have to come all the way over to the 5. Make the 5 a 4. This will become 10, which we again need to borrow, so then we have a 9. Making this 10. Again, we need to borrow, so a 9, 10, 9. And finally, we have 10 on the far right. 10 minus 7 is 3. 9 minus 4 is 5. 9 minus 3 is 6. 9 minus 2 is 7. And finally, 4 minus 2 is 2. So we have 27,653. In this short answer example, we're looking at the subtraction property of 0. And that simply states that any number minus 0 is the original number. For example, if we start with 10 and we subtract 0, we get 10, the original number. Or 17 minus 0 is 17.